Jazz Journal is brought to you in part by Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. By Geneva Steel, becoming America's cleanest steelmaker. By Creama Weber, the name you've grown up with. And by your Utah Dodge dealers. Drop by and drive the new Avenger.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Jazz Journal. On tonight's program, we'll find out who will be representing the Jazz at All-Star Weekend in Phoenix next month. You'll meet the guys who send Jazz mini balls flying all over the Delta Center on game nights. And John Crotty turns movie connoisseur in the debut of his new movie review segment, Backcourt Reviews. All that and more coming up later in the show. But first, the streak continues. The Utah Jazz are now 14-4 on the road, which is particularly amazing since the Jazz began the year by losing their first 4 road games. That makes 14 straight road victories, the second longest road streak in NBA history. Rob Howell chronicles the streak, part 2.
Back in November, the Utah Jazz were one of the NBA's 2 worst road teams. The other, the Los Angeles Clippers. But trailing at halftime against Sacramento, Jerry Sloan said something that turned the Jazz from road kill to road warriors. Whatever he said, it worked. The Jazz came back to beat the Kings, thus beginning a 10-game road winning tear that included a sweep of their annual pre-holiday East Coast road trip.
I don't think anybody sees it as 8 straight. I think everybody realizes we're playing pretty well, and we just want to continue playing well. The wins will take care of themselves, and if you don't start worrying about streak and panicking like, hey, the streak could be over if we miss this shot, then who knows how long it can continue.
Now, in 1995, the saga continues.
He's got his man, Karl Malone. 18-foot of the angle left. Good! The Jazz are on top. Karl Malone from John Stockton. Brown backs up in three-point range. Wide left to Dominique. 4 seconds. Dominique, cross court. Stolen by the Jazz. It's one car. It's over. It's over. The Jazz win it.
I don't think anybody will argue with our record we've had now. You know, like every team, we can look back and think about all the ones we should have had, but the fact of the matter is we've gotten a lot of the ones by hook or by crook, and you know, this one was by crook tonight, but we'll take it.
Harper, right corner, Giles Smith, an 18-footer, no. Rebound, coming back for it is the guard, Hornacek. Horny leads it to the mailman. Oh, what a pass, and what a shot. And a foul. He's fouled. It counts. Karl Malone running under it. Steve Young pass. No, it was Hornacek.
Well, we are excited about it because I think everybody on our team is on the same page, and I think you understand when we get 12 players that are ready to do anything you ask them to do, you have a chance.
Stockton over to Antoine, to the hoop. He scores the layup. 8 seconds left. The Jazz take the lead. Antoine Carr with 6 points in overtime. And a Jazz lead 99-98. They're looking for Reggie. They've got him for 3. No good. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. The game's over. The Jazz win it. It's over. It's over. 13 straight victories on the road. An incredible win.
It's a feeling that this sort of like high school, the way guys pulling for each other and way guys cheerleading for each other. And like I said, I can't express how big a win this was for. There's some great teams here. And it seems like every time we come east, they get a little harder and harder. We got one more. We don't want to think about nobody but Detroit now, and hopefully we'll get that job done. But
Terry Mills, back inside, pass knocked down, picked up by Jamie Watson. Jazz on the run. Watson left side. Stockton back to Jamie. Lay it up and in. Count and he's fouled.
We've just played really well. You know, this is one of the worst games we've played on the road, but we still played well enough down the stretch to win, and we've done what it's taken to win. So I think we're happy, and no doubt some luck's been involved, but we've played well.
The Jazz are owners of the best road record in the league. Only one other team in NBA history has had a road winning streak longer than the Jazz. The 1971-72 Los Angeles Lakers won 16 road games in a row, on their way to a record 33 consecutive wins overall. That team went on to win the NBA championship, as did the Boston Celtics squad that took 13 straight road games in 1964-65. Can the Jazz do it in 1995? Time will tell. Rob Howell reporting on Jazz Journal.
Well, speaking of streaks, Karl Malone has been streaking up the NBA's all-time scoring list ever since he came into the league. On Friday against the Cavaliers, the mailman delivered yet again, topping 20,000 points for his career, something only 18 other players in NBA history have accomplished.
It was neat, but, you know, it's weird because, I don't know, maybe I have different feelings sometimes. I was aware of it. I wanted to get it over with because sometimes things like that happen, get the other team fired up because it's like you're celebrating in front of them or whatever. So, you know, it's great on one end, and then on the other end, he don't want to rub it in. That's why I just, you know, wave to the crowd and say thank you, and I just want to get back and play the game.
Despite the win streak and Karl Malone's offensive output, it wasn't all good news for the Jazz on the latest road trip. Felton Spencer was lost for the season with a torn Achilles at Boston on Friday the 13th, no less. As a result of Felton's injury, the Jazz signed free agent veteran James Donaldson to a 10-day contract. The 7'2", 275-pound center joined the team Wednesday in Detroit. If his face looks familiar, it should. This is Donaldson's second stint with the team. He played in 6 games for the Jazz at the end of the 1992-93 season. When Jazz Journal continues, an all-star update.
But I am going to do the Baby Ruth shootout again, so I'll be down there for that at least.
Jazz Journal. You know, the way things look, neither John Stockton nor Karl Malone will be voted in as starters for the NBA All-Star Game in Phoenix next month. Now, if you think that's weird, there's more.
Karl Malone, the mailman, a follow away 15-footer on the right base, no good. Felton rebounds it. Out front, Hornacek for 11 in a row. He got it. He got it. Hornacek, a three-pointer. 11 in a row. And that breaks.
You'd think that Jeff Hornacek would be a shoo-in for the three-point competition on All-Star Weekend. After all, the Jazz shooting guard now has his name in the NBA record books in 2 different categories: consecutive threes made in a game and consecutive threes made overall. Yet Jeff was not invited to participate in this year's long-distance shootout. The reason for the snub is shaky, but legit. The selection process takes the top 3 players in three-point shooting percentage, the top 3 in number of triples made, and makes a provision for last year's defending champion, in this case, Mark Price. And although he now ranks 2nd in three-point field goal percentage, as of the January 12th cutoff date, Hornacek was not in the top 3 and was thus excluded.
But I am going to do the Baby Ruth shootout again, so I'll be down there for that at least.
Hornacek will return to All-Star Weekend as the defending Baby Ruth shootout champion. That event will take place on All-Star Saturday. There he will be joined by a new face in the Jazz organization, Bear. Bear will represent the Jazz in the mascot slam dunk competition, as well as working the sidelines during the Schick rookie game. And who knows, if the Jazz keep winning, Jerry Sloan has a chance to become the head coach of the Western All-Stars. If the Jazz have the best record in the Western Conference as of January the 30th, Jerry will be in Phoenix as well. Time now to announce the winners of our weekly NBA Opley Trivia Contest. Last week's question was, what is Jamie Watson's middle name? The answer? Lavelle, not to be confused with BYU head football coach Lavelle Edwards. Congratulations to this week's winners. Your NBA Opley games will be mailed to you, so please allow about 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. This week's question is, how many times did Jerry Sloan play in the NBA All-Star Game? If you think you know the answer, send it to us on a postcard at NBA Opley Trivia, care of Jazz Journal. That's 5181 Amelia Earhart Drive, Salt Lake City, 84116, or you can fax us at 801-238-6346. Be sure to include your name and a return address in case you are a winner. To be eligible for each week's drawing, we must receive your entry no later than Wednesday of the week. So good luck, everybody. You know, it's always great entertainment at the Delta Center when the Jazz are in town, but what takes place on the court is just part of the show. The game operations staff puts together lots of great promotions and halftime acts to keep the crowd into the game during the breaks. Well, one of the most popular of these, the Slingshot Boys. Rob Howell has their story.
They are at every home game, inciting the crowd with the hopes of catching a Jazz mini ball. Meet Chris, Mark, and Jason, otherwise known as the Slingshot Boys.
What is it like being a slingshot guy?
It's tremendous pressure because of the many factors that are involved in keeping the crowd alive and excited, and without, really messing up or killing someone.
It's probably one of the greatest jobs, a job where you can come out and have a lot of fun. get a lot of crowd response and stuff. It's great.
Tried it once, and the fans went crazy, as you have seen, and it's just worked out really great. It's a fantastic promotion, and people like it, people enjoy it, and we just enjoy having it.
Of course, slingshot operation is not something just anyone can do. It's a skill that takes practice. If you don't know what you're doing, you could hurt somebody, including yourself.
Oh yeah, well, not necessarily my job as the right wing man, but Chris's job as the gunner. You have a great risk of cutting up your hands, because when you pull it back, you have a tendency to hit the floor and it cuts up your knuckles. All right, so how far can you shoot this thing?
Oh, we can hit that banner up there, no problem.
All right, let's see it.
Okay.
And please, folks, do not try this at home.
That close.
Actually, I mean, you guys have pretty much control over the ball, is that what we said earlier? Total control. I don't know what else to say. I think it's coming pretty fast, man.
The boys are under strict guidelines when whizzing balls all over the Delta Center.
We try to tell the guys, do not shoot the ball so it comes close to the upper deck, you know, because people, surprisingly enough, for a 95-cent ball will risk their life going after it.
Sometimes we get a little too close to that ridge up there on the upper bowl, and you can see the people reaching way over on the edges, and it gets a little nervous.
You don't want to see any bodies falling over.
I don't want to see anybody come off the top bowl.
So as the boys like to say, come to a Jazz game and have a ball. Rob Howell reporting on Jazz Journal. Pretty good.
Nice shot.
No, it wasn't that good, and now you know why we don't let him do that during games. We'll debut a brand new segment when Jazz Journal continues.